We crack open the cold one with the crew. RJ bringing brews, AT got the screw. Midwest vibes, pouring quacks, yeah we grinding. Sales of fops and morts, keep your minds rewinding. Across the state, spread the word, that's how we do. From the craft to the cans, always something new. Raise your glasses, cheers to the cheery soul. And every sip, till the stories evolve.
Hear news blowing up, hear the chatter.
Midwest Beer Show, race to the crowd. Borgia on the mic with the passion and blast. Dave C's got the knowledge for an history fast.
Yeah. We are back in the house, and I see you getting into the new intro.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there is more to the song, but I don't want to, have a 3-minute intro.
Yeah, we have to use that for
more to that track. So
we'll have to like set up a Patreon or something for that to get the extended version.
We better just save that for the release of the album when it comes out. So that's the first single from the new album to come out soon. But happy post Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Welcome to another Midwest Beer Show. Hopefully, Dave, you had a good Thanksgiving on Thursday, and don't know what you and Ruby may have done. If you decide to go out, if you decide to cook, you went over to Mom's. However,
we kind of hung out here. We didn't do like the turkey and everything. It's just the two of us with the dog, so. That's a lot of turkey, so we just did some breaded steaks, the potatoes, all that, watched some good football, got to see that phenomenal halftime show with Jack White and Eminem on the Lions game. That was like the best halftime show since Prince at the Super Bowl. That was like amazing. I had to go back and watch that again.
Oh, wow. That had to be pretty cool, Dad. I didn't see any of the game action stuff from Thursday, but I can imagine they put up a pretty good show. And of course, your Bears, I know, beating the Eagles, and my mom, I haven't talked to her since then, but I know she's not a happy camper because she's in New Jersey, South Jersey, outside of Philly, big Eagles fan. So coming off of losing to the Cowboys the week before, I feel like she probably had some choice turns watching that game. So
your Bengals won. Your Bengals won Thursday night, so you're doing good.
It's hard to get pumped up for a team to get to 4-8, right? So
that's usually the Bears season right there. Yeah.
It's like, hey, we're winning again. Yeah, we're still like 4 games under where we need to be for an 8-8 season. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Here in Cincinnati, people are optimistic again for that run. But Cincinnati sports are like the Godfather. Just when you think you're out, they just kind of pull you back in, and then they let you down in the end. The soccer that was taking place with FC Cincinnati. Not sure how that was going. I haven't followed as much. I know at one point we were playing Miami and the Messi had got a goal against us and we were losing that. I think we were at half losing that game. That's the last I looked to see. So I haven't fallen into watching all the soccer action yet.
Yeah,
at least we have one professional team that's in a championship run or a playoff run.
I think Messi took over, but that's what Messi does.
Yeah, Messi makes a mess. So yeah. But thanks for everyone. Yeah, and actually tonight we're actually experimenting. So if you're watching us on the horizontal or the vertical, let us know. Kind of curious what you guys think. A lot of people that like to watch the shorts. We got the vertical outlet down, courtesy of StreamYard, making that available so we can simultaneously do both. Kind of interesting. So it's funny, on our screens we could actually see both. That wasn't going to work for long with us drinking and everything, so I had to take one down. So just let us know what your thoughts are out there.
Yeah, my eye's bad enough. So I don't need,
Maybe it made me think of the see, we're older, so we're Gen X, and some of the younger folks want to know, but we used to have that old movie back in the day on NBC, the Walt Disney Sunday movie, and it was like the Apple Pumpkin Gang, and one of those guys kind of like both eyes went different directions. That's how I felt like I was going to actually be watching this. So I said, we can't do that. Shout out to Ryan in the house. Great to have you, my friend. Good to see you as well, and appreciate you guys doing the porch beers. And if you haven't checked out Ryan and Cincy Brew Dads, check them out. Drink a variety of delicious stouts for some future Cincy Brew Dads content.
Oh, nice.
Chocolate mousse from Ryan, guys. There you go.
We don't get that one here.
Yeah, well, you get Ryan guys though.
Yeah, I'm actually the first one I'm going to crack open when I'm done with this is, I don't know how old this is. This is Bubbles, Mango Bubbles. Let me look on this can here. It was in a mixed pack, so you never can. Oh, no. April. Well.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Shame on me.
Learn, so.
Yeah, shame on me.
Bubbles is an interesting one from Rhinegeist. I always feel like it's an ale, but I feel like it's like a cider ale hybrid. So we do have the Imperial Bubbles here now, which is 9% ABV too. So, but a lot of people like the Bubbles line. So we'll see. We'll see how it survived for you.
Speaking about Imperials, let me just go off on a quick tangent. I, as people know, if you don't listen to my show, I work for an airline at O'Hare. Crazy travel week with Thanksgiving, all of that. So on Tuesday, this woman, probably my age, mid to late 50s, walking up, she got a big ass open can of Voodoo Ranger in her hand. And they're like, if you're drinking that at 1 PM, that's not your first. You came locally. You couldn't bring that through TSA. So I know you started out here with this big ass fucking Voodoo Ranger. Asking me, where's the Indian restaurant here in this terminal? I'm like, there's no Indian restaurant here, miss. I know there's one here. Miss, I've worked in this terminal for 40 years. Let me tell you right now, there's no Indian restaurant. Well, can you get somebody that knows? Honey, why don't you put down the Voodoo Ranger and trust me when I tell you there's no Indian restaurant here? And she's looking at me like, I don't like your attitude. And I'm like, I don't like your choice in beer. If you're going to start day drinking, do something better than a Voodoo Ranger, you alcoholic.
That's hilarious. So yeah, you get some,
I drink for a living. I know good beer. That's not a good beer.
No, I would say probably. I mean, no, I would say it's not a good beer. It's just there's routine.
Better options out there to day drink.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be doing Imperials at 1 PM when you're trying to catch a flight.
Well, I mean, if you know your tolerance, right? So
yeah, she didn't.
I mean, I'll do.
This woman did not.
Because I'll do a Voodoo at 6 AM. I mean, if the bar is open at the airport, why not? Why not indulge? So
I mean, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. But
that's the fact.
You're flying home to see Grandma. This drink a session,
right?
Yeah.
Well, people just don't know sometimes. It's sad to see. But but you guys actually had the airport shut down this week too, right? For a little bit with the weather.
Yeah, I saw today's a good day to be off. So they canceled a ton of flights today. And we've had, I haven't gone out in a little bit to walk the dog, but I'd have to say there's a good at least 8 to 10 inches by my house. Now, I'm a little bit away from the airport. I'm probably 6-7 miles away from O'Hare, but some of the footage I saw watching the news before we jumped on this looked like it was pretty bad. So I'm going to be I'm saying I'm happy I had Saturdays off.
Well, that's good. Yeah. I know watching the Michigan-Ohio State game, they had some of the snow breaking out there. We're supposed to get flurries here, but less than an inch. They're saying by tomorrow morning, so nothing really bad here. It's not like it's an inch and it shuts you down like you're Charlotte, North Carolina or something. Yeah. So, but later in the week we're supposed to get maybe a little dust in, but I'm not looking forward to the snow hitting. But what are you going to do? I mean, you're in the region, you know it's going to come at some point, so you just have to but where you guys are, especially with the lake effect when that kicks in, it's just like I don't really want to go out at all right now.
Well, we don't get too much of the lake effect because we're on the other side of the lake. So luckily we don't get that. People, I'm going to have to break away every couple minutes because my wife had an accident yesterday and I got to help her out. And she just texted me. So I'll be back in 2 minutes. If you want to kick off the first segment, I will be right back, Rod.
All right, no problem. I'm going to actually crack open a beer here while you actually do that.
All right, look at you.
So we're going to keep it here with Rhinegeist, and I'm going to actually kick in the Knowledge Imperial IPA. So this is I might have had one of these, the show we did a couple of weeks ago, but a solid one. One of my favorite IPAs from Rhinegeist each time they release it. It's a seasonal 8.5% ABV. One of the beers when I came back to Cincinnati, I look forward to being able to drink again. It's just nice getting another striker or a few strikers when they come out here shortly as well. But Rhinegeist doing a great job. Put it in the glass there. Get the hashtag proper glassware. We're using the Rhinegeist brewery glass as well. But if you're looking for some good IPAs and you get Rhinegeist, I would definitely recommend checking them out. Let me check here to some of the other comments. What is up, Guppy? Cheers. Great to have you aboard, my friend. Happy Saturday to you as well. And post-Thanksgiving welcome. Let's see here. Angry Man in the house. Okay, don't need that. Let's see here. Miami beat FCC 5-0, and we are okay. I didn't realize that already happened, Ryan. So already out of it. And Guppy says Ronaldo is better. Okay, then Messi. Everybody seems like Messi is the best player now for sure. Everybody's got their own opinion on stuff, but Ronaldo solid in his own right too. It was the Voodoo Ranger talking, probably so. I mean, not everybody can handle the Voodoo Ranger. Apparently, this lady talking to Dave was kind of in that situation where it might have got to her for sure. And I will go to bat for Voodoo Ranger Juice Force. There you go. We got a few people that definitely like the Voodoo Ranger, and I don't hate the Voodoo Ranger myself. Like I said, to me, it's a decent beer. They built a whole line around the Voodoo Ranger, and I don't know if it pops off to be anything much more than what you kind of expect now as a routine like hazy IPA. So I don't think it's knocking down any doors, but at the same point, it's pleasant enough to actually sit back and enjoy. That's my opinion and my take on it. And occasionally you'll see me enjoying some Voodoo Ranger as well. Nothing really wrong with it at all. So I wanted to get Dave back when he comes in, because one of the stories we're going to talk about here first, something that took place here recently in Chicago, where we had the Siebel Institute actually closing down and moving their location to Montreal. So I'm not sure how many of you know in the beer world. Obviously, if you're a beer geek, you've probably seen a lot of this stuff already come out over the last week and a half or so. But a lot of your brewers had in some way, in one form or another, been in touch with the Siebel Institute. Either they may have went there for brewery stuff, or they have people that came out of there as brewers. Beer education are kind of seen as being a leader here in the brewing world as far as creating some of the breweries. So I'll get that pulled up here as well. Give me 1 second. And so this is, look at the ad off of there. So this is kind of huge because it's going to be their last call in Chicago. So they're going to be leaving Chicago and they'll be going to Montreal. Basically citing it, they'll be doing it because one of cost, but also some of the challenges they're having for a lot of their international students that attend, that come in from overseas, dealing with some of the visas, with some of the things taking place here in the United States, and then also some of the situations out of the things happening here in the United States. So I can't fault them for wanting to make that decision to provide a better environment for the students to be able to safely attend and partake in the Institute. But it's a big hurt. It's a big loss to Chicago in that regard and what they have been able to provide. And it's a perfect city that for the Siebel Institute to actually be in. When you think of all the breweries and the beer with Chicago, and we got another story we'll be sharing in a bit, talking about how strong Chicago actually is. It's kind of sad to see, pretty much, when you think about it. Looking on here, trying to see when the date was. January 1st. Yeah, effective January. So at the end of this year is where they're going to actually be going, and they'll be going to near Molson in Canada, which is the oldest North American brewery, according to the school. So they'll be actually set up shop in that area in Montreal. So this, it's kind of weird just seeing the impact. I mean, all these industries are being impacted in some type of way with some of the things taking place, but obviously with the brewing industry to have to pick up stakes and just pretty much shut down and move, kind of something I didn't think I'd actually see happening here. So kind of interesting. And Dave's back now here, but it makes mention in the story because Dave, you actually trying to get up here. You actually know Liz, or you met Liz or dealt with Liz, but Liz had commented some here about the disappointment and having to go ahead and was taking place.
Yeah, and like they interviewed Hagen from Dovetail and a couple people over at Dovetail, and it's just like this didn't need to happen. Like this really did not need to happen, but it did because of immigration, whatever. Try not to get too political about this, but it's a loss, a huge loss to the city of Chicago. You had so many people that came here. I don't know how long the courses are, but they came here. They spent money here on lodging and meals and everything else. And a lot of people just wound up staying here because they loved the city so much, and they took on jobs at breweries across the city of Chicago in the Chicagoland area. So it's a big loss. And it didn't need to. It didn't happen because of crime. Didn't happen because it's unsafe. But it happened, and it's wrong. Yeah.
It's and they mentioned Dovetail in the article here. It was actually the shot with Dovetail, in the picture there as well. It's just you talk about a city that would be the greatest location that we have in the States, and it's hard to not say Chicago with everything they have around them. So it's definitely a hit. And the economy, obviously, like you mentioned, it's going to take a hit there as well. So that was kind of a big thing that kind of caught a lot of people, I think, off guard when that was announced. A lot of people weren't looking towards that. And it was kind of like, I mean, what are you going to do? You can't fault them. I mean, it's definitely impacting them. They have to go somewhere else where all their students can feel safe and welcome. And like I said,
and can get
you were going, but just about you were going, but just about almost every brewer or people in their brewery, someone's always been touched in some way by that institute. I mean,
it's been around since what? The 1860s or something like that. So it's not like some fly-by-night operation. The brewery's been here for well over 150 years.
Yeah. And I would say it's not just the breweries, but there's also the beer writers and beer educators that go there that, teach about brewing, and it's just a lot of different avenues that come out of that. So, sad to see January 1st, they'll be in Montreal. But if you're in Montreal, welcome them, and a great chance to learn a new trade if you want to get into beer up there. So you're getting some of the best that'll be coming up there to teach about it. So it'll be interesting. But what are you going to do? I mean, kind of the situation we're in, the powers that be kind of forced it into play. So you've got to deal with it.
Well, I cracked open the Mango Bubbles, and I will say it's a pretty decent beer. I had to bust out the Ohio glass that you sent me, Rod, but the beer is good. I get the mango out of this. It does feel very effervescent.
Mm-hmm.
And I get what you were saying in the beginning, where kind of like a cider-esque type feel to it.
Yeah, it feels like it's a hybrid when you actually have the bubbles. That's my take on it.
But I think it's good. The only thing, and it could be just because it's old, I get like this weird aftertaste. Like, I don't know if it's like fake mango, but I'm kind of getting like a weird taste, but it could just be the age on it too.
The natural flavors they put on the beer.
Yeah.
Nobody can define what are natural flavors as opposed to unnatural, right? So
yeah.
Everybody's made with natural flavors. Nobody can answer that question. And then, snow flurries are coming down right now. So we're getting a little bit of flurry action. So nothing too bad there. Like I said, we're not expected to get a lot more north as you go from us. I mean, you have to Columbus and Dayton and up, northeast to Cleveland and northwest, maybe like, I guess, Akron or Toledo's over that way. I think you're going to get more. But yeah, we're in the not too deep zone, so to speak. And then what else we have? So we had Bell's. We had the Bell's Brewery. We can flip over to Michigan. There might be a lot of people drinking Bell's and drowning their sorrows in Michigan after the Michigan-Ohio State game tonight. So I know here, I'm sure a lot of people excited that they finally beat Michigan, because I think the last time was 2019. So it's been a long time. And that rivalry, you got to beat that team. And but they're adding a Smash Hearted IPA, so single malt and single hop version. And
that looks really good. They're doing like a session, an imperial, like a New Zealand one. I thought, was it that Hazy Hearted or Change of Heart? And then they're doing a cold IPA as well, so that's pretty cool. It's always nice to get the like variety packs like that. You could try different ones. I know, like my Costco had a different one like a year or so ago with different versions of the Hearted series. So that was always a good pickup. You could try them all. And it's Bell's. Bell's always puts out a great beer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they got the Lighthearted here, 4% ABV. The Smash Hearted IPA, 7%. Doesn't say which one they're using for that one, though, that I'm seeing at least here. Okay.
But I do like Smash beer, so I'm intrigued, and I'll definitely pick that one up.
Yeah, Smashers are always good so that you can learn the different hops and stuff, too, just to see what they may be using in there, or if they tell you the malt, kind of getting a feel of those flavors. It's not, convoluted by other things being in it. So anytime you can do a Smash, it's kind of good just from a learning aspect as well. But a cold hearted IPA, so we're going cold IPA again. Is that making a return now? Cold IPAs? Are they popping up more?
My next episode's on the black IPA, so maybe we're bringing some of these old styles back. We'll get the Brute IPA and all of those coming back.
I knew you were going to say the Brute IPA.
Yeah.
What was that movie, Sideways, where they had the wine?
I'm
not drinking Merlot. We didn't say Merlot. We're out of here. Someone's going to say that with Brute IPA, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Brute IPA was a hate it or love it style, I think, for a lot of people. So we'll see. I
didn't mind it. I thought some of them were decent.
Some were. I think, when you have the Brute, you have a little bit more of a champagne feel from what's actually used in it with the champagne yeast type thing. So I think that's what kind of threw some people. So you got to be able to enjoy that fizz part of it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see in the big heart, hazy hearted, big hearted. There you go there. And I'm thinking the big hearted must be the old like double two hearted, because you don't see that released anymore. So I think they just changed the name on that one really.
Yeah, and 9.5%. So that's getting into your Voodoo Ranger, your big that Hug series from Goose Island. It's getting into that category.
Yeah, the Bear Hugs series. And I do like the New England style hops. I will say that. So I'm glad to see more breweries experimenting with those. I like the notes
out of the Midwest part of New Zealand. We're a Midwest show, so yeah.
Well, we have like Midwest IPAs that are launched now too, which are interesting to see as well, because everybody's trying to figure out how you define that. And you look at Urban Artifact, and they have their Midwest tarts, what they call them now, their Midwest fruit tarts. So people are like, "How do you have a Midwest?" I don't know. maybe it's marketing.
Yeah, but there's hop farms in Michigan, so if you use like the Michigan hops, we know the Midwest is a big grain producing region of the country, so you could definitely do all Midwest IPA.
Yeah, you could. I don't see a lot of people kind of like, oh, let's go pick up some Midwest fruit tarts for the house this weekend, right? So it's kind of interesting how that actually plays out.
Well, I'd get a Michigan cherry tart. Yeah.
There you go. And then we had the other thing here with the Stevens Point, as we talk about NA beer. And for some reason, it's not coming up on the site for me. But Stevens Point is now making NA beers. And I'm not as familiar with Stevens Point. Is that something you've had before as well? Or
now like Point is a big Wisconsin beer, kind of like old style. It's like one of those like old man beers. And Point is a good solid beer. And Stevens Point Brewery, they do a lot of stuff. They do like Cider Boys cider. It's huge. I went up there 10 years ago and did like a tour of it, and it was pretty impressive. So they're going to do some NA versions of their beers, which, hey, you need to do nowadays. You got Dry January coming up. You need to get people in your tap room, your brew house. You need to, sell stuff. They're using like a weird technology to like get rid of the alcohol, and I don't know anything about it, but good for them. Yeah, I'm gonna kill my friends for blowing up my phone for talking about Vanderbilt football. Guys, shut up.
It was a big one between them and Tennessee taking place.
Yeah. I got to cancel. Yeah. I don't care about Vanderbilt football. Forget Jay Cutler. Didn't Jay Cutler go to Vanderbilt? Get out of here.
He did go to Vanderbilt. But the funny thing is, like, not many people really cared about Vanderbilt as much until last year when Nick Saban said they were a stepping stone in the SEC. And all of a sudden, they became this good football team that came out of nowhere. So you can credit Nick Saban for getting Vanderbilt Commodores fired up there. But to Stevens Point, I actually pulled off through my BA account here. So I'm a 160-year-old institution known for balance and tradition and innovation. Point Amber NA reimagines the brewery's iconic amber lager, offers sweet caramel malts and a delicate hop balance, smooth medium body profile, and then a Point Snow Pilot pistachio nut brown NA. Say that after a few beers. Captures the essence of its seasonal inspiration, blending Mount Hood hops, nutty Maris Otter malt, and pistachio. I would like to try that one there. So that's a couple ones they're coming out with. But again, it's one of those things where you have to meet the consumers where they are. A lot of consumers are NA now, and you're seeing more breweries having to pop out NA beers to stay relevant, so to speak, to get people encouraged to keep coming back and trying their beers and keep the lights on as well. Yeah.
I talking on the show with David Nilsson. I know you've talked to him before. And we were talking like, I just see a time in the near future. JT, how you doing, sir?
Cheers, JT.
Yeah, where I think like, if you get a brewery that's just going to do an NA version of their flagship, you could have it on tap, you could have it on cans, but there's been more and more articles coming up with Dry January coming up, in a month and a half, where I think consumers don't want to go to a brewery and just get a can of Athletic. If they can get something more local or something from that brewery, I think it's only going to, draw more people in, enhance the brewery experience for everybody. Right. It can be done. I mean, you're not going to do your whole line as an NA, but if you could do your flagship, we have a flagship version of ours, and then maybe offer something from Go, Athletic, one of the other big players out there.
Right. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why, I say experiment with the different ones, because you might get a couple you might not think are that great or that you like, but then you'll find another one, that puts out great ones. You mentioned like Go, where we're both like ambassadors with them and share a lot of different stuff, which I actually have their Winter Ski IPA on the way to me, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that tastes like. You have that. You might have Athletic, and you might be like, well, I don't really like this one here, but this one I really like. I know both of us are big on the Go and their New School Sour. NA beer. They really do a good job with that. So it's a matter of matching up and finding those stuff that you like. So you want to experiment around.
Even if you have to contract brew something, you're still slapping your name on it. So whether I don't want to like drop a brewery name, but if you could have a big local brewery that say, hey, this is an NA version of our flagship IPA or flagship porter or whatever you will, that's just going to get people to say, oh, even if you like the regular version, I'm intrigued. I want to try this.
Yeah. And that makes it a, opportunity for you. So to be able to do it that way. And now one cool thing what Go does, they actually work with some of the other breweries that don't want to make NA or don't have the capacity to make NA, and they provide the Go beer for them. So that's another option as well. Yeah, but that gets more people in your tap room when you can have options for different people to actually enjoy.
Yeah, and I also think like, if you're going into a tap room, like, I mean, we drink NA stuff, but the bulk of our beer purchases and what we go out is regular, alcoholic beer. If I'm going to go to a tap room, I don't want something in a can. I want something on tap. So if you could have like one line of something NA, I think that's just going to enhance the brewery experience for more people.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that there too. Yeah. But if you don't have, if you're not, I don't know how much Go kegs for other breweries.
Yeah.
In that circumstance, like if you're it doesn't keg for that, then that puts you kind of in that situation there too.
Yeah.
But, for the breweries that are doing their own NA, like Steven's Point, I'm sure they'll have lines that'll run NA. And
they contract brew for a lot of people at Stevens Point. So they're they do some contract brewing up there. I mean, I don't think they're as big as, Octopi in Wisconsin, but they do a lot of contract brewing up there. So it could be done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's great to have you here, JT. Yeah, I mean, we did the stream here 2 weeks ago for the Midwest Beer Show every 2 weeks, and then I got to get some other stuff lined up. It's kind of just been holiday running around, work and all that kind of stuff. But I do have some different guests out there in the foray to kind of do some stuff, and just got to start putting it together for the new year here, get through the holiday season, so to speak. I thought about sometimes just going live a few times just to do some stuff, but I just haven't done it, There's always something going on. But good question there. So StreamYard has now brought the capability where you can actually stream horizontal and vertical to your YouTube channels. And then that way, if people are more vertical, like they're on mobile, they can actually get the video that way and not have to worry about turning their phone or anything like that. But if they're watching on regular, they can watch like horizontal. So it's kind of a nice little feature. So we're experimenting with that tonight, which I see that you're watching on the horizontal. Look, Ryan's actually watching on the vertical. The funny thing is, because I found out because I went to YouTube and the comments line up to who's watching it where, which is interesting. So I see everything on StreamYard, but when you go to the actual video, only the horizontal people will be on that one. Only the vertical will be on that one. Anybody coming through on Dave's will be on Dave's there as well. So kind of interesting. But, they give us these toys and we try to play with them and figure out what works best. But yeah, so we'll go into this one here. This one might be a little bit of a topic to actually talk about some, right? So just had Thanksgiving, which means we also just had Black Friday, which means we also had the Goose Island Bourbon County beers that got released. And an interesting article that came out is one that I've seen popping up on a lot of different feeds. The lie that Goose Island loves to tell. I don't know if you saw this on your stuff, Dave, but I've seen it coming up through a few things. It's really an interesting article that kind of gets into the breakdown of the Bourbon County Stout history, or the so-called hazy history of it, really hitting on points that kind of deal with the timeline of Goose Island, saying they were the ones that originated the Bourbon County back in 92, when now they're saying, other people saying, no, it was more around 94, 95. They may have not been the first. It's just kind of an interesting aspect that came out. And interesting, does this change your thoughts about Bourbon County? I mean, Bourbon County is still going to be that, Goose Island is still going to be that Bourbon County barrel-aged pioneer, so to speak. They're going to still be looked at that way. Timeline might be fuzzed off a little bit here or there by a few years. They may have not been the originator of it, as they're finding out. Yeah. There might have been some other people that kind of done it before, but it's that old line, don't let a fact ruin a good story. So, yeah. But what are your thoughts, like, seeing all this out there right now, and does it change anything about it for you? Because I mean, I'm not going to lie, I did pick up my Bourbon County Stouts this past Friday.
I'm waiting. I'm going to wait a couple weeks or a month, and I'm going to go to my Jewel right across the street from Hot Butcher, and I'm going to see it on sale. Actually, I went Thursday, and there's a lot of alcoholics at 9 a.m. at Binny's on a Thursday. I'm like, God damn, I thought I'd be the only one here. But they had some of last year's, like, marked down dirt cheap. And I should have grabbed it, but I'm like, nah, I had to get some other stuff. I wanted to get some stuff for the show tonight. But it's just like that. I think ever since COVID happened, that whole, we got to get the, Bourbon County Stout on Black Friday, it's just like, there's so many other good ones that are out there. I'll wait till it's on sale. I'll pick up the regular. I mean, now they're not going to sell it at the regular in the 16.9. They're doing it in the 4-pack of the smaller bottles, which I'm cool with. I'll pick that up. I might get a variant or two, but if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't.
Well, you're spoiled, right? You're special, Dave. So everybody can't live the life you're living on that. So you're very.
I'm just gonna walk the Jewel. 50% off. All right, here you go.
Well, knowing what the cost was for this year, although every year it's kind of the cost. I mean, getting 50% off is an excellent, great deal if you can get it there. But I'm actually looking forward to trying the ones. I haven't cracked any of them open yet. And I have cracked some open from years that I actually have. They kind of I pick them up and they go to the cellar for the most part.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to get into them. But that Heaven Hill, I'm looking to try that one there, and the Rye. Those are the two harder ones to find. There are a lot of places didn't get those. I've noticed. They got the Cherries Jubilee, they got the chocolate praline, and obviously the base version. And then, of course, unless you're in Chicago, you don't get the prop. But it'll be interesting.
I can get you last year's prop for $10.
You know where I'm at. I'm at.
All right.
Hell yeah.
All right. I'll go pick it up.
Twist my arm, why don't you?
Yeah. I'll drag my wife and her ankle. Just hop down the stairs, baby. We're going for a drive. Slide your ass down those stairs. We got to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, whatever there. Yeah, pretty much. That's the only thing I can't really get the prop. I got everything like from last year, I think.
All right.
I believe. And from the last few years, depending on when you go. Like when I was in Maryland, one of the places I went to, they would get stuff, all of it in. But, it was kind of funny just because how Goose Island limits who they give the beers to.
Yeah.
But then I go to other places, and they're on shelves like for years. Like I went back to New Jersey last year, and one of the places I go to is a place called Roger Wilco, and they still have stuff from the last few years. But there's so many other good beers that people are also getting. And again, I think what you're running into, and also for price point, it'll be interesting to see how their numbers do from this season, though. I'd be curious to find out with a lot of people that have been kind of financially, depending on where you're at, maybe struggling, to see if they see a dip for what people can actually take for getting Bourbon County. Now, I mean, if you're getting Bourbon County, I'm going to say what's the right way to say it again? I feel like if you're getting Bourbon County, you're probably in a more fortunate position than a lot of people because it's not cheap to get Bourbon County.
No.
Yeah.
Or
so
any barrel age for that matter.
Yeah, yeah. But a lot of people that are usually in that fortunate position are also feeling a pinch as well. So it'll just be interesting to see how that pans out. But it's funny. I got the Heaven Hill and the Rye were both about 40 a piece for those.
Yeah.
And then the other stuff was like 25 pretty much. You get the 4-pack with the smaller bottles this year with the base version. But then I see other stuff get released locally, and it's like, oh, here's a 16.9 from a local brewery, and it's going to be $10.99, $11.99 or something like that. Yeah. Or you get the 16 ounce from like Epic and their Big Bad Baptist, you're looking at $12.99. Then you start to wonder, like, is Goose Island now just able to ride that higher curve where maybe they're kind of taking advantage of the market? Like, is it deserved for them to be priced as high as they are, or
I mean, their variants are so good, and I don't drink all of them. I'm not on the Goose Island list like some other people in Chicago that get like it delivered to them. So
the influencers, right?
Yeah. You know, I'm just a local guy. I don't, I'm not privy to all this. So the Bourbon County Stout I buy. So I don't get it all. I'll pick up the regular, might get a variant or two. If I see them, at my Jewel, I'll grab it. But I mean, it's still a great beer. I think Revolution has surpassed them. Old Irving, I think, has surpassed them. Cruz Blanca, definitely. But it's still a phenomenal beer. I mean, like, you're splitting hairs when you say who's the better barrel program, because the worst of the three is still one of the best beers you've ever had.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And, I did the video last week talking about the releases for this year. Hadn't had them as of yet, but just talking about it. It seems like they did get more into not just passing things through with Bourbon County. Like, they really put some effort into what they actually put out this year, which is good. Although a lot of people would still like to see more of the barley wine come back again, but they put out some pretty good stuff that might be challenging people's expectations. Shout out to Dan, FLX in the house, and I'm with you. That King Henry 2 that I released that information on, that will be a good one. But I think you have to be in Chicago for that. I don't know if you've seen that there, Dave.
I have not seen that, but I think that just might be like a tap room release. But if you're able to get anything from Revolution, their most recent Deepwood series release has some barley wines, and they're good. They're really good.
Pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm going to grab one more real quick. Hold on one second.
Okay. So for those of you that are on the internet and you're reading these articles, you may see this one out there again about Goose Island, and it's a pretty good read to kind of go through. I feel like kind of splitting some hair. I mean, is there a thing? It's kind of like the whole IPA story, right? Like how the IPAs come along. Everybody knows it wasn't a way that it's been told over the years, but the story is just out there, and it's just like a story to tell. So sometimes, it might not be fully factual on what all happened here, but it's still a pretty good story. And again, you're not going to be disappointed with Bourbon County for the most part. Unless it's something of an infection, like back in, 2015 or whatever, you're going to be pretty happy. So just an interesting piece. And when I read it, I was trying to figure out, was this guy just trying to grind an axe against him, or was it just
that story's always been a little vague as far as like when they started. But at this point, it's 25, 30 years, whatever. It's still one of the original Bourbon County bourbon stouts.
Right. And it's still good, and it's still delicious. So you can't hate on it for that for any reason. And,
all right, I'm staying in Ohio right now. I have not had the Christmas ale from Great Lakes yet this year, but I'm going to do it now. That's such a phenomenal beer.
It does all right. Yeah, I'm actually going to have an upcoming video of the barrel age that I pulled from the cellar from last year, and I'm going to share. But Great Lakes just solid on what they do, and again, you don't get disappointed really with the beers.
No, that's such that's just like Christmas right there.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to crack one open here as well. And this is going to be actually one that I picked up, and I'll have the review upcoming as well on it. But I picked up at a visit to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's. It's been a while since I've been to Trader Joe's, and ended up swinging by there. It is called the Winter Ride. It is it says double bock, but I always just think of Doppelbock, but it says double bock. 7.5% ABV. No, 7.3%. Double bock lager, dark roasted caramel, Munich malt. Now, this one is actually brewed and canned by Joseph Brau, which is a Trader Joe's line.
Yeah.
San Jose, California. But I think Joseph Brau, they usually have someone brew under that for them usually. Or Joseph Brau is an actual legit place now.
I don't think there's a guy Joey out there brewing this shit.
Yeah. Because you find you know what we don't get? Like our Trader Joe's doesn't get the vintage ale. We used to get the vintage
you
style.
don't?
We don't see that. We haven't seen that since I've been back. And I asked him about it.
I'll grab you one of those.
Yeah, they're usually pretty solid, but that's done by Unibrew. So or Unibrow, if you're going to say it that way for Canada. So yeah, but this is a look at the can here, and it was just
they just put out like a chocolate like peppermint stout. I saw at Trader Joe. I haven't been there. I saw a picture of it, so I was kind of intrigued about that. Next time I go, I might have to pick one up.
One of my favorite treats from Trader Joe's. I'm a big Reese's person, peanut butter cups. But I swear, the Trader Joe's peanut butter cups you get right before you check out, that they usually have at that end of the register aisle or whatever, they are legit. Those are ones. Yeah, every time I'm in there, I got to grab a bag of those. Those are really good.
Yeah.
But there's the Winter Ride in the glass.
All right.
Old school Beer Venture glasses.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear what you think about that BA Christmas, because I had that like last year. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. And let's see here. Revolution in New York does not exist. However, VSOJ is one of the best broader wines I've ever consumed. Was lucky enough to try at Beer Tuber Palooza years back.
Yeah,
the Revolution doesn't get out to New York.
Yeah, VSOJ didn't come out yet. It's going to come out in the next month or so, I believe. And I know I'm getting my hands on at least a 4-pack of that, but that one's always killer.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Kettlehead? Cheers, my friend. Happy Saturday to you. And all you just tuned in. Hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving, too. I forgot to mention that earlier.
Yeah.
Great holiday.
I'm just like vertical screen. How many fucking chins do I have? My God, I need like the Ozempic. Just fucking jam me with that. My God. At least like the vertical spreads it out a bit. This like up and down shit. Fuck.
You don't have to worry about it. I saw your typo. I figured your typo out there too. But the dark chocolate, they're like probably the best peanut butter cups.
Yeah, those are like legit. Yeah.
Like I said, I'm huge Reese's, but those ones are like, scoop them up. And they're like, they give you like 10 or 15 in a little bag was like $1.49 or something. It's like really cheap for what you actually get there. So
all right, so I got a goose. We're talking goose. I got a Trader Joe's story. I'm in Trader Joe's and I'm just checking out. I'm always friendly to people. I work customer service, so I'm always nice to the customer service people. So the checker who's checking me out, I'm talking to him, blah blah blah. He's like, "Oh, here, do you want some peanut butter chocolate cups?" Okay, he just throws them in my bag. How about a plant? And he hands me like this plant. They're like, "Oh, we got the thing where we're like, give it to people." And my wife is like, "That's like the whitest shit I've ever seen. Like white people just get shit." Like he just hands me like, "Oh, here's some peanut butter cups. How about a succulent? How about a plant?" Okay. And they just hand it to me and I walk away.
It might have been that guy's last day. He just gave it away, but.
But like you saw, like, you know, I had like the logo on my jacket. So I'm like, oh, you know, I do this like beer thing. And he was just like throwing shit in my bag. All right, my man.
But it is funny when you said him giving you like free shit. It made me think back to years ago. So many young people made this episode, but Saturday Night Live when Eddie Murphy was on there, every time they had him go out like he was white, and he was like, all the black people were going, and he started getting all the free stuff. They were like, "No, you don't pay. You don't got to pay for that." It's like, and he was just like looking around, getting all the free stuff. So that made me think of that. Yeah, Eddie Murphy Saturday Night Live back in the day was something to see for sure. So one of the stories that just came out here too, and we were talking earlier for those of you watching, there wasn't a ton of like beer news stuff come out, but some of the stuff that came out was pretty poignant. Here in Ohio, they just released some of the numbers. Now we still got a month to go, but let me see here. We're going to scroll back up. More Ohio breweries have closed and opened thus far in 2025. So the spread is about 30 between closed and opening, but it is a lower number. 2024, there were 440 craft breweries in Ohio. And I talked about this before, how we were hitting that 400 number. 46 opened last year. 53 were in the works. And then they got the data stuff in. So far, 30 have closed this year. 20 are opening. So it's kind of still a back and forth. It's kind of like, what is all happening out there? I mean, one of the responses when I posted on Facebook kind of talked about it's more maybe attributed to we have too many breweries, right? So there's just too many people trying to open breweries that it's oversaturating the market. Could be a part of it. Some breweries are closing, we know, because of costs and stuff being involved. They're not getting enough people in to be able to pay the bill, so you got to close out for that. But kind of interesting to see this phase, and I don't believe it's just Ohio. There's a lot of states that are kind of going through this right now where they're seeing this, but I feel like it's still just part of it. And I say everybody in like fast rapid industry where everybody's trying to get out there. It's kind of like pumpkin beers. Everybody rushes pumpkin beers out, and in July, when nobody's really thinking, like, you know what I would like to have right now? A pumpkin beer. Very little people are thinking that, but everybody's putting it out there, right? Because nobody wants to be the ones in October to have pumpkin beer still left on the shelf where they have to discount them or just get rid of them somehow. They want to try to sell all they can. So I feel like there might be a rush for so many different breweries to get out there right now, take an opportunity to be able to do the brewing. And it's got to be more than just, I make good beer, I could open a brewery, right? You got to have like a plan, all kinds of different things to make it work nowadays. So kind of interesting piece. I think Illinois, you're probably seeing some stuff there too, as far as breweries opening versus breweries closing, but thoughts you may have on that out there or what you're seeing.
I think definitely we're getting to a maturation stage with beer where like 10,000 seem to be like the magic number nationally, and it's always hovering in and around that. I got a few thoughts. One is that like in the earlier days of craft beer, it was brewers opening breweries. Now it seems to be more money people getting involved, and these money people want a return on their investment. They want a good return on their investment, and they're not getting that now in beer. The margins in craft beer with the tariffs, with the oversaturation, you're not getting that growth that you had maybe 10 years ago. So I think people are like pulling back. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I just think it's kind of thinning the herd, and we'll ride with who stays out. But there's still phenomenal craft beer. There's phenomenal brewers out there in every corner of this country that is just knocking it out of the park.
Yeah. And cheers and welcome also to you, Vanessa, in the
Hello,
house.
Vanessa.
Great to see you. And you got like numbers after your name now, so you must have updated your thing.
Oh, yeah. Unless it's like a bot. Like Vanessa's got a bot. Yeah.
You know, if Vanessa had clones already, it wouldn't surprise me. So
yeah.
But interesting thing too. So now I can actually see who is on the vertical, who's on the horizontal, because when you're on the vertical on StreamYard, they give you like a vertical sign next to the name, next to the time. I don't know if you see it in the chat. I don't know if you see that in the chat on your screen, Dave, or not, but next to the
I got like two screens with like our news up here. So like our screen is kind of like in half on my setup here.
But now that I notice that, it seems like a lot of people like to watch on the vertical, I guess. So maybe if you're watching the vertical, it's because you're on mobile and not in front of a PC. It's kind of curious to see how that's all working out. Because if you're like at work, I know like Dan FLX, he's usually working nice. He's probably at work on his phone, but it's kind of interesting on how they kind of did that there.
I'm going to get some plastic surgery then, get rid of this shit.
Well, it is turkey season. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was interesting to see. I mean, still, even if you're down at, still 400 plus breweries in Ohio is still huge in itself. So we're still doing okay here. We're not hurting for beer, that's for sure.
Yeah. But the main thing is like, you know, if you got a brewery in your region, your area, wherever you live, support them. Go out there, buy their stuff. If you can't happen to get to that brewery, you know, if they sell them at your grocery store, your Kroger's, your Albertsons, whatever is near you, pick it up. You know, it helps. Buy local. Help your neighbor.
Mm-hmm. Fuel your local economy, indeed.
Yeah.
So here, we're going to give props to your area, of course. The great Chi-Town, Chicago. So Craft Beer and Brewing, they did a little survey and polls and stuff right as we head into the end of 2025, which reminds us, we may need to come up with some 2025 things for one of the shows to end the year, best beers, best breweries, or something like that, ourselves to be able to share. But they did it with their people. Best in beer, your favorite beer cities. And guess who was number one? Chi-Town, the Chi, Chicago, Illinois. You know what's funny is here because in these numbers in parentheses, it's like the AP poll back in the day. How many first place votes did you get? But Chicago came out to be the number one U.S. city as chosen, followed by Austin and Denver, as you can see here, San Diego and Portland, Asheville. So congrats there to Chicago for holding their own, of course. And then some interesting
but there were like interesting things on there,
like international.
I was looking at like some of that, and I'm like, Omaha was like in the top 20. I'm like, all right, I might need to get to Omaha to see what they're all about. They were like number 6 last year, so I need to get to Omaha and see what they're about. Like they were up there. I'm trying to looking at the rest of this list. There's a lot of like, you know, cities that you would imagine. You got your San Diego's, your Portland, Oregon, your Portland, Maine, Seattle, Asheville. They're all there. But like Omaha was kind of surprising to me. And now I'm like, I might need to get to Omaha to see what they're about.
Well, Omaha, I mean, they fell 7 spots, right, to 13 because they were number 6. Now, I've had a friend from Nebraska that I used to work with. All you really had with Omaha was the College World Series and Nebraska football. That may have changed since then. That was back in the early 2000s. So I guess beer might be a third thing you now have with Omaha as well.
Yeah.
But what else do you got there? You got cattle.
You got Peyton Manning's audible calls. Omaha.
You got great steaks. Well, what do you need with a steak? A great beer. Well, there you go. Yeah. So Chicago made the big jump from 5 to 1. Austin went from 12 to 2, which was surprising that Austin was 12. I've always thought of Austin as a top 10 city from things I've heard. Denver was number 1, so they actually fell to number 3.
Yeah.
San Diego fell a couple slots, and that's just showing, I guess, there's other cities doing great things where before it would have been, Denver, San Diego, and some of these other ones that you're kind of used to always hearing.
I mean, look at like some of these cities like Sacramento, New York, St. Louis, Eugene, Oregon, and Bend, Oregon. They weren't even on the list like a year ago, and they jumped up. So,
right.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see. And then they also did the international cities, which Munich, they held their spot at number 1. Brussels held at number 2 at Belgium. But then you had a switch there with London and Prague kind of flip-flopping. Dublin actually moved up from 7 to 5. But some of the international areas, but like Tokyo, they weren't on the list last year. How was Berlin not on the list? That's what gets me. Like Berlin, like Germany, like should be on the list somewhere. But yeah. And then Amsterdam, they kind of slipped a little bit, but yeah. But they also had some other interesting lists that were here too. Like they Reader's Choice, your top 25 beers of 2025, right? So they get down to here now. Some of these, I can't say I've had them all, obviously. Some of these are hard to find. Like for instance, Pliny the Elder. Unless you have a connect, you have to go there really to get the Russian River, right? But Pine House wasn't on the list last year. They jumped to number 1.
Yeah, and that's like
Jellyfish. They
have like, if you read the issue, like this brewery is like all over it. So that's a brewery I need to check out in some of their beers because like they score really high on this whole issue. Like Pine House, they got 2 in the top 10.
Yeah, right there. Training Pines, new.
Yeah.
But you also had the OG Sierra Nevada held it down with the Pale Ale number 4, fell a couple spots, but still right there in the top 5.
Celebration there, which is a classic.
Yeah, Celebration as well. So 2 in the top 10. Alvarado Street, I have not had, but I've heard so many good things about their beers.
Yeah,
that will be one to try to check out.
North Park. North Park is phenomenal. Like it's in San Diego. Their stuff is fantastic. Like when I go to San Diego, I go every year or so. North Park is a spot I have to hit, and their food and their beer, second to none.
Okay. And then we talked about Bell's earlier, but Bell's right there wrapping out top 10. Of course, we got Hot Butcher in the house at number 12. So there's some Chicago.
Goldfinger right there, Chicago area.
Right And you know what's funny? Again, it's a craft beer and brewing.
Yeah.
And how they actually put stuff on here is nice. You look on here and you say, well, Guinness is 14.
Yeah.
Guinness is not really considered by many as a craft beer. I mean, even if you were to get the Brewers Association definition, it wouldn't fit to be a craft beer. Why are they on the list? That's where it comes into the whole area, like, what are we doing here type thing. So kind of crazy along those lines.
You still can't go wrong with a Guinness, though.
You can't. Although we don't have it as a news article here, but it's kind of interesting. So Guinness overseas, I guess in the UK, they've got a new 60-40 split they're doing. So it's 60% of the zero Guinness and then 40% of the regular Guinness. They're doing a combination pour. Some people love it. Some people are hating on it. So it's kind of an interesting type thing they're actually doing. So some people don't want to go full NA, but they want to take some of it off. So it's kind of a new thing they're doing. Kind of interesting to see how that works out there. But that's something that's popping up. And it's dividing some people as far as, if you want a beer, then get a beer. If you want an NA, then get an NA. But, it's up to the consumer to enjoy it the way you enjoy it, in my mind.
There was a couple articles that I was reading, and I know one of the things we might have later is about like Germany, but stuff I was reading is like in Europe, they're really gravitating towards these. They're not NAs, but they're really low alcohol beers, like 2.5% to 3%. So something like a combination of the regular Guinness and the 0.0 would probably fit in that. I mean, I would give it a try. Sometimes you just don't want as much shit as I'm having right now, and you might just want something lower, and if it's good, it's good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what you're describing is really the resurgence of the table beer style, right?
Yeah,
the lighter,
absolutely.
2 to 3% type beer. Not going to get snookered off of it, but gives you a little bit of that feel you're looking for.
Yeah.
But it was funny, like Lost and Sip of Sunshine. I just always think about how big that actually is when I'm back east. Wasn't even on the list last year. It's coming in at number 20.
Yeah.
So one of those.
I mean, look at Spotted Cow. Spotted Cow wasn't on the list last year.
Right. We got to go to Wisconsin to get it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't have it, but I guess more people have had it now.
Yeah.
And Treehouse, that's another one. Julius, number 25.
Yeah.
It was 18 last year, so it kind of came down 7, but still, it's kind of like it's a pretty phenomenal beer for a number of people have had it. But again, you have to go to Treehouse to actually pick that up. But as more and more people get it, and maybe times are catching up to it a little bit if it's dropping some. So we'll see. But it's interesting. They got some interesting lists here. Your favorite breweries in 2025. They have some of these ones listed here: Green Check, Highland Park, North Park, Goldfinger right there, number 4. Alma Mater, which I've had beers from them from Two Blondes Drink Beer. Thank you for that when you send it in. And
I've had BKS.
BKS right there. Trying to see that. And Triptych, that's in Illinois. Triptych.
Triptych. That's really good stuff.
Yeah.
Side project's really good. Brian from 3-1 Pour has sent me some side project stuff, and their stuff is killer.
Yeah. So you got some Midwest representation in there, but Monkish, I've always heard some good things out of Torrance with them as well too.
Yeah.
So but then you also break it down to small regional outputcher for the world, number 2. 5 to 25,000 barrels per year. So right there in the Pine House again.
That Pine House, I definitely I think we got to talk to like Ruveny or somebody from that area and like hook us up. We'll send her some local stuff our way. But I got to try some stuff from Pine House. Burial is phenomenal in Asheville. I've had their stuff. That's outstanding. But look at some of these other ones here. Not a lot of them I've had. Like Pure Project in San Diego, Weldworks. I've had their stuff. Shilling's really good. Trillium has been decent stuff. But look at the Alchemist. You would think they'd be higher than number 17. Phase 3 is good.
Yeah.
Dovetail. 20.
Yeah, Dovetail right there.
Yeah.
I mean, but here's the thing with the Alchemist you mentioned, which they make good beer, right? I've had Focal Banger and I've had the Heady Topper. I had it for the first time, I think it was 3 years ago, whenever it was. And it was good, but it was not as good as I was expecting it to be, being that there was so much hype around it.
Yes.
It's hard to look. It's like High Life from Cigar City. It's kind of so many people made so much hype around it. When you had it, it's still good, but there's so many other people that kind of can match what they're doing here now. So
it's so hyped up that it's almost like a disappointment, even though the beer is outstanding. But it's like you go see a movie, everybody talks about this movie, the movie of the year or the album of the year or whatever, and you watch the movie or you listen to the record and you're like, it's okay. But it's I think sometimes things get hyped up too much and you don't appreciate how good it really is. Yeah.
And part of that is, I think, living up into your mind, that build up around how hyped it is that everybody's kind of talking about as you got a high level. Then when you get it, it's kind of
it's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to finish the beer, but sometimes I don't know. I would just wish I would try something blind where I don't know anything about it. Like if you were to drink Treehouse or Julius without knowing anything about it, what your thoughts would be on it outside of knowing this is from this brewery.
Right.
Even we're talking barrel-aged stouts before. All right, you're going to have a Bourbon County brand stout. You know nothing about who brews it? You're just pouring it in a glass. How good is it?
Mm-hmm.
How much does the name? No, I'm asking everyone in general. How much does the name and the brewery affect what you think of the beer?
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes for some people it does affect because, it's got the aura around it before you even try it. So
yeah. And I've had a couple beers because I get more Italian as I'm talking, like my arms go up.
As long as you don't knock anything over, right? So you're good.
Yeah.
Keep everything at least the arm's distance away.
Yeah.
But then they also got into the mid-sized regionals. Russian River that kind of led the way there.
Treehouse.
I always mess up this one for Frem, I think. They do some good stuff. Other half is always solid. But the other half is one of those stories too, right? So when I lived in Cincinnati before we moved to Maryland, I couldn't really get other half. I get to Maryland, we're getting other half distribution. We got the DC brewery they opened up down there. Oh, it's great. I can get it. I'll get it next time. I'll get it next time. Come back to Cincinnati. Oh, other half's available now. I have not had other half since I've been back to Cincinnati. It's kind of like now that I can get it, I've had other half, which is a great beer. It's kind of like they're not like something that draws me like it used to draw me when I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird how that plays into it.
And like they're priced really high. Even at my bottle shop where they have some other half stuff for like if you're doing a mix pack, it's like $8 a 16-ounce can of beer. Mm-hmm. I could go to Hop Butcher and get something equally as good for half the price. I mean, I don't think the price of the other half justifies the beer. I mean, it's a great beer, but it's not that great.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff I've caught up to it. So it's like it's still decent, it's still solid. I still, if someone passes me one, I'm not going to hate on it or whatever. And occasionally I'll still pick it up from getting the feel there. And I tell you, everybody talks about their IPAs, but their stouts are phenomenal. Some of the ones I've got from them. It's not like an out of a way type like brewery type. Yeah. It's kind of weird. It's like once you get access to stuff, it kind of changes things up. So it's like Russian River, which you have to pretty much get there or have a connect, which I do have a connect for Russian River, but it's kind of like I've never really actually had that person go ahead and get the Russian River for me. I don't know why. It's kind of like maybe in the back of my mind it's the lore of it. And it's like I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin the image I might have. I'll get it at some point, I'm sure, but it's just it's got like it's on that plateau right now, so it's kind of tough there. But we do have a run.
You want to keep it on that pedestal.
I want to keep it up there for right now. Yeah. It's kind of like we, me and the wife, we get DoorDash a lot of times to like to eat, and so we have like a local restaurant we usually get it from, and it's like, oh, it's right down the street. We can go over there. It's kind of like at first we finally did go, but at first it was kind of like, do we want to go? Will it change our image of it or whatever if we actually go to the restaurant? Because the restaurant where it is, the food is good. It's always been good, but it's like sits outside of like one of the local cheaper hotel type things. So you're wondering, like, is this the hotel? Like, do we want to go in there? Like, will we be disappointed? And we ended up going and we enjoyed it. And it was still a nice little dive type bar, but at the same point, a great place you could hang out and just come down here, have some drinks, eat some food or whatever. It's still great, but it's just that image thing does come into play at times.
Yeah.
But we do get a little bit of a Midwest run. We get the Revolution at number 7, Toppling Goliath at number 8, and then Half Acre at number 9, right? So all solid breweries out of the Midwest there represented too.
I mean, you got Maine right there, Pizza Port. I mean, they're all fucking great. Like, I have not had
here in Ohio.
I have not. I think I might have had something from Fremont and they were good, but I think out of this whole list, I haven't had anything from Real Ale at 18 and Big Grove, but they're all like phenomenal breweries in this list.
Yeah. And I've heard a lot of good things about St. Arnold. Haven't had anything from them, but I know all about them from some of the people down there in Texas. that said they put out some pretty good beers. Peace Support I've actually had was really good. Again, Lost His Finest on here. North Coast. I mean, what can you say about North Coast? It's Old Rasputin. Come on,
Old Rasputin.
Boy. Yeah. Ballast Point's on the list. Who the hell is still getting Ballast Point? We can't find it anywhere most of the time.
Yeah. I got a show coming up. It's on my, I've got the outline written up about the Ballast Point story. And that's something maybe me and you do together, Rajay. Yeah. But I've got the Ballast Point story outline written, ready to go for that.
Yeah, because I feel like
you might have we might have to call in some favors to get a sculpin that we could have on the show. Yeah.
I feel like Ballast Point's been in witness protection the last few years. So
yeah, still Sculpin, phenomenal IPA.
Mm-hmm. And so then you get into the large breweries, and you got Sierra Nevada, which is always great to see. No G up there still guiding the way. New Glarus, Firestone Walker, our friends at Firestone Walker, appreciate them for what they sent. Yeah, Allagash. I mean, you don't go wrong with Allagash.
No, never.
You got Bell's, Stone, Odell, the F Word, New Belgium, Boulevard. So some solid people on the list here. Goose Island, right there.
Those 13, are all great.
Yeah.
So I was at Binny's, and I was going through my stuff, and the woman who was a woman of color was asking me, "Can I help you with anything?" I'm like, "No, I'm just picking up stuff." And she mentioned the F word, and I'm like, I don't F with the F word. And she looked at me like she had no idea what I was talking about. And I'm like, I don't think it's my place to educate you, but you should learn a little more.
A little history there.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have been okay with it. You never know nowadays. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I'm old. I'm like Sicilian. I'll hold the grudge to the day I die. And that's more of my mental health, but I don't F with the F word.
Yeah, it's just it's like they had too many chances to correct stuff, and they just kept screwing it up.
And so I'm good. I'll drink somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, they're still putting the beer out, and like I said, I was a drinker of their stuff until they screwed up, but it is what it is. But again, it's
kind of like Drink Floyd. You got Wicked Weed. Goose is on here. Deschutes is a classic. I mean, Boulevard, New Belgium, Dogfish Head, Great Lakes. I mean, there's some classic breweries on the large list that always put out great stuff.
Yeah. I'm a gang Guinness on here as well.
Yeah. I'm going to grab one real quick, help my wife. Okay. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Okay. I wish Avery would actually bring back some more of their beer stuff as well. Avery always has some pretty decent things that took place away from just their regular baseline, but some of their higher ABV stuff. But then also had 2025, they did a favorite beer styles, which was interesting because on the beer styles, we now had the return of an American or West Coast IPA being a more popular style than the hazy IPA. So that was kind of a little refreshing to see that people were wanting the old Westies back in play more. You also had the Craft Pilsner, the Pale Ale, the Helles, the Dark Lager, Imperial Stout. As we head down here, one of my favorites is still going to be, and it'll always be, probably the smoked. I'm a big fan of smoked beers. I just wish more people were fans of it so we see more breweries developing these. And I wonder sometimes, are they not developed because people aren't aware of them, or is it just that there's something with the breweries not being able to provide opportunity for people to try those beers? Because I love a good smoked beer. Brown ales the same way. Browns were down lower. And of course, anybody that's followed me for the number of years know I love Belgian ales, and the Abbeys were down here. So kind of interesting to see the breakdown of the list. Wild and Sours kind of right in the middle. Saisons up here. But yeah, the Westies were actually winning out, it seems, on here. So some pretty interesting lists they actually did there on craft beer and brewing. And so thoughts that you guys have on it, feel free to share as well. And then I am going to actually crack open another beer here while Dave is doing that. This is one I picked up today earlier while I visited Aldi. Had to grab a couple things and said, let me see what kind of beers they got over here. Because Aldi, they actually do get some beers in there for some pretty decent price points. I got the chocolate lava cake stout. Chocolate lava cake stout. 8% ABV. This is a milk sweet stout. And the brewery that actually does this is actually right here in the Midwest as well. Is brewed and canned by State of Brewing in Waunakee, Wisconsin. So still keeping it within the Midwest. I'm going to crack this one open and get it into a glass and enjoy it here while doing the Midwest Beer Show. And then I'll get a review up on it at some point too, so that you can check it out. Oh my gosh. Just pour this beer. I am getting like just a sweetness of chocolate coming out. Oh my God, that's dessert in glass right there. Oh, it smells like a chocolate fudge sundae. Oh my goodness, yeah. This is going to be a pleasure, I believe. Now, because it is a milk sweet stout, I'm pretty sure if you're lactose intolerant, not one you can probably enjoy. I am not, so I will enjoy. I'll enjoy for you.
I heard lactose.
Yeah, so I'm cracking open. This is what I told them I picked up earlier. The chocolate lava cake stout that I grabbed at Aldi. So 6-pack for like $8.99, 8% ABV. It is a milk sweet stout, and it just like chocolate fudge sundae on the nose. Oh my God! Like
I grabbed the Holiday Train from Hop Butcher.
There you go, and it is from a Wisconsin brewery as well. So we're still keeping it in the Midwest, Dave. Oh my God! Oh my God! It's just like chocolate fudge, whipped cream, cherry on top. Oh my God! But now it's like, oh my God! This is illegal to call this a beer.
I missed like when you. Who's the brewery on that?
It is. They're out of Wisconsin, State of Brewing.
Okay.
This is what I picked up at Aldi. Oh my God! I don't know if to drink it or just keeps. I mean, it's got the fudge like layer type feel to it, just like it was a big bowl of ice cream with the fudge and everything piled on top.
Well, this Holiday Train from Hop Butcher. This is a Simcoe and Cascade hopped IPA brewed with Rubio's tea, ginger, cinnamon, almonds, pistachio, and orange peel. This might be a close second to the Great Lakes. This is really good. I have not had this before. I'm going to have to pick up like a 4-pack of this. I grabbed it in a single. Damn, this is good. Does it say an ABV on this? 7, so it's not bad.
I will say with this one here, aroma, top notch. Taste, okay, decent. Thinner than I would have expected it to be. I would expect it to have a little bit more body to it, but not terrible by any means, but still, that aroma, though, it's like a dessert. As soon as you start to go for that dessert type feel, I would like to get a little bit more of that in the taste, but
okay.
I'm not going to complain. $8.99 for a 6-pack, good price.
Oh, yeah.
8% ABV.
I might have to go to Aldi tomorrow.
Years. Yeah, I've been to Aldi in years. I'm like, let's see what they got. Now, I almost got they have also, and I didn't get it. I should have probably got it too, but they had a 6-pack of the chocolate peanut butter porter at Aldi as well. So I may have to go back and get that one too, because I'm a sucker for peanut butter beers.
And those are all like contract brewed, probably from Octopi or whatever. I mean, Aldi and Trader Joe's are the same family. Like my Aldi, I don't know if like yours, but like mine has Anti-Hero from Rev. Every now and then they have Daisy Cutter from Half Acre. So once in a while, you see like decent beers outside of their contract brewed stuff.
Yeah. They do occasionally have some stuff like that in there as well. I think it depends on which Aldi you go to. The one that I have where we bought the house here usually has more of the contract brewed stuff. It doesn't have as much of the other ones. The one I used to have in Kentucky would have a lot of the ones that would have, like you said, Revolution or something like that. It would be more of a name brand too. So I think it just depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
Now, as we expand out a little bit more from just the Midwest beer news,
all right,
going global internationally, this was interesting. And it made me think about, so I started watching the House of Guinness I finished the first season, House of Guinness on Netflix, which is an interesting tale. Basically, the show takes some liberties based off the characters that were the actual people that did the House of Guinness, that did Guinness when they took over the air after like the patriarch died or whatever. But they tell you it's like fictional, some of the aspects and stuff. But it's funny because on the show, like some of the different things between the Brits and the Irish people, the fights that were going on between them. Obviously, it was the Protestants versus the Catholic type, all that kind of stuff. But Guinness being over in Britain in the UK is being like one of their, I think it is their top beer still. But now they may face a beer shortage of Guinness as they're looking at possible strike taking place here before Christmas, which is interesting. So for the people over there that like to watch the channel in Britain, I would love to hear their feedback, what their thoughts are, because I know UK has some pretty good craft breweries taking place over there as well. But Guinness is still their top seller, I believe. But due to some, stuff with their paying their workers and all that kind of stuff, and the union being involved, they may be going on strike. And if you're in Britain, you might be seeing a Guinness shortage, which is crazy to think, but that could happen, I guess.
I'm a union man. I don't drink scab beer. Oh, no.
True. I know that's the case as well. And they mentioned on here that with dry January approaching, that might hurt some of the stuff there too. But Guinness Draft Zero, I have not had that, but I know a lot of people that have said that one was another good one to have for non-alcoholic.
I thought it was decent. Like, that was another one. We were just talking a bit ago about hype. And a lot of people were saying it's just as good as Guinness. You wouldn't know the difference. It was a solid NA beer, but everyone talked about it like so much. I'm like, Like, I would rather have a stout, the AleSmith NA Speedway stout. That to me was a superior NA stout than the Guinness.
Okay. Yeah. I've heard good things about that one too. I mean, I can say Deschutes Black Butte was probably my favorite still that I've had as an NA beer. And I say that as it relates to an actual beer. Now, if you're doing stuff like, we talked earlier about Go Brewing, all they did was NA. So it wasn't like you're relating them back to anything. But if you're looking at a brewery that has an NA to relate back to their alcohol, I thought Deschutes was like right there. But it's kind of interesting just to see. I mean, Guinness over there, owned by Diageo as well now, which you always hear about Diageo and the fun money they have in their pockets. Like, how are you to pay your people? Pay your people. You making a lot of money. Like, so it's hard to side with, you know, you guys on that type of situation. But but for our people, our friends and our people that watch in the UK, be interesting to see what transpires there. And then what do we got here?
We got to get into the shower water.
Yeah. You're looking forward to that one, huh? Well, we actually had the one before we get to the shower water. We had the other one about Germany because we're doing the international segment of the show right now. So before we get to the shower and the laundry water, let's talk about this one here. I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second. Get so many screens that are popping up here. And this is one that you actually have found out there as well.
Were you able to pull up the whole link? Because I gifted it to you.
I have it here. Is it
okay? Cool. Because I gifted it because I have a subscription to the NY Times, so I didn't know if you did. So I gifted you the article.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's scroll. Yeah, it is scrolling through the article and stuff, but Germans going off beer forcing brewers to adapt or go bust. So it says younger people steering clear of the alcohol. The cultural shift has spawned an epidemic of brewery. Like, you can't have Germany shutting down on beer. Like, that just doesn't even sound right. Like, Germany, like, not having beer. What is going on with that?
Maybe we're just the old dinosaurs. I don't know. I mean, we both think the same way, but maybe we got to get somebody in their 20s to come on and like educate us. Cause like, I don't know. Like, I know I don't know everything, but there's a whole other generation that thinks differently than we do.
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on you, but I need to know more.
Well, the younger generation are definitely drinking less, from what the numbers are saying. They're also having sex less, and they're also like they can afford less and stuff too. So maybe that's also an impact. But they also have access to other things besides beer too, depending where you're at. So I don't know. But Germany is Germany, so you're like Germany. If there's one country where you would expect them to drink beer still, it'd be Germany. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting, but they have the stuff on here where they're kind of talking about the young people dropping off some. It's been sliding for decades, and it's causing concern. It's like, come on, you guys have Oktoberfest. You have Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
You have the Oktoberfest. I mean,
we're
women second.
The women have triceps because they're carrying all those pint glasses. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what is going on over here? Maybe we need to go over to Germany and do like a social media blitz tour.
But one of the things they were talking about, like in that article, was like the non-alcoholic options. And Germany has always been like way ahead of the curve compared to us as far as like NA beers. Like their NA culture started long before we did. A lot of their breweries have put out NA options and have been real. I mean, I haven't had we get, what is that, Klaus Hauer here?
Yeah.
But you don't get a lot of them over here in America. But like, from what I've been reading, like their breweries, each of them have like an NA option out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, it says like on here, like Germans go out less because of higher cost of living. I can get that. The lure of online life at home. But you can have a beer at home while you're doing the online life.
Yeah, you don't need
the norm. Asking for a soda, juice, or tea at a bar once a faux pas is now acceptable. I don't think it was ever a bad thing to ask for a soda or something. But I don't think I've ever seen anybody. Well, juice, because they have mixers, so you might get cranberry juice or orange juice, something like that, and everything.
I don't know. You go to a bar and ask for a tea. You're not getting laid. You're not getting laid if you ask for a tea.
Is it a green tea or is it?
I'm just saying.
Ginseng. What's going on there? Right. I know a lot of people don't drink a lot or just drink one beer because it tastes good, said Roxanne Seehoff, 25, an art student. Non-alcoholics finding their space. Yeah, I mean, you have this stuff, things that are taking place there for sure. I don't know. It's just it is different. There are younger people are being healthier. Maybe it's younger people seeing their parents. Maybe like if their parents were drinking too much, and it's kind of turned them off on drinking as well. But you think like Germany?
Maybe they look at us.
You can start drinking. Well, in Germany, you can drink like at 14 or whatever. You're drinking at a younger, so usually it's more respected to drink alcohol. So kind of interesting, but.
We got to get young people on the show. We got to get like a young person on the show to like sit and talk with us.
Well, the thing is, the young people that I know, they drink.
Yeah, that's true. Like we need to get like Not like Epstein Island young, but we need to get like 22-year-old young to come and like talk to us, because like I'm generally interested in what like is going on, so I would like to hear their story and what their opinions are on all of this.
We need to set up a panel to have. What would that be now? Is that Gen Z that we need to get some Gen Z people on? Because millennials are what, in their 30s now, maybe?
Yeah, Gen Z is like Gen Z or whatever the next gen is.
Gen Y. I don't even know how they're coming up with this, but they're going backwards at this point.
Yeah.
Gen Z to Gen Y. Wasn't Y before Z? Well, not the way we're doing it. Okay, well.
Yeah. I don't know, but double A? I don't know.
We need to get some 21 to 25-year-olds in here and figure out why are you
not that any of you are watching us unks talk about beer, but if there's any like 22-year-olds out there, get a hold of us because we'll have you on. I want to know. Yeah, I need to know more because I'm curious. And we're not going to judge you. I mean, you live your life. I'm good with you, but I need to know more.
We just need to know why. Like, what is the why behind it? Kind of, you know. And there's no wrong answer to it. It's just, we just want to know. We want to just know, like, what maybe should change that's taking place out there.
I work with a lot of young people. I'm going to put the word out.
All right, let's get into this.
Because they're young, they don't have Saturdays off, but I'll work something out.
So let's get into this one here because I don't think I'm going to partake in. It's the vision, it's the seeing of the image. So now we have beer made from recycled shower water, but also laundry water that hits the market. And this is coming out of San Francisco, where basically they've been able to use what they call gray water, which is stuff from like a shower or bath or laundry, not the toilet or anything along those lines or kitchen runoff, but from the other areas where they clean the water and then they recycle it back in to make beer. They got the Laundry Club Coast or the Shower Hour IPA. Hard pass for me on both, I think. But I'm just curious, like, would you do the shower recycled or laundry recycled type beer? And it's coming from Devil's Canyon in San Carlos, California.
I'm going to say right now, I would not buy it. If it was sent to me, I would probably drink it. But I know there's days I skip a day of showering. I don't want that shower water. I don't want like skip a day shower water. I want like this person showers twice a day shower water.
Well, Shower Hour IPA, crisp, juicy take on the classic IPA.
I don't want to hear crisp and juicy when it comes to shower water beers. I'm sorry. That's just me. Your mileage may vary. I don't want to hear crisp and juicy when it's going to come to somebody's ass and feet water.
And then you have the Laundry Club Coast Light Smooth Golden Ale. I feel like you would get that dishwasher soap feel for sure. So
we should have had this as segment 1 before we had a couple beers in us.
Well, you may see this pop up because it is actually being done through Bevmo, Total Wine and More, and Beyonce's Market. But Total Wine and More is across the country, so you might see it pop up in your aisle and be like, "Oh, I do a shower beer here and there. I'll get the Shower Hour IPA." Just know it's coming from huge shower water.
I posted this because they sent me an email on this, so I don't know if they're going to send me some shit, but hopefully they don't send me some shit. Hopefully they send me some beer.
Some sour beer. Yeah, I don't know. But it's just sometimes this is those things that make you wonder, does craft beer go too far at times?
Yeah.
You have to question that. I mean, once they did it with the woman and the vaginal yeast, I felt like we overstepped the line at that point. I feel like when Australia did that, that was enough right there. But now we just keep pushing the pushing.
No.
Just keep... Hey, it's it's out there. So
yeah, it's out there.
Yeah. But for beer news, that's not in the beer news. Although outside of that, a couple announcements. Voting has now begun for the second class to go into the American Craft Beer Hall of Fame. So we are actually in the process of doing that, as I've received like the ballot. Are you an elector now yet, Dave?
I have not, and I'm actually. I mean, I have not. I bought Marty's new book. I have not read it yet because with personal issues with my wife and Thanksgiving week and the snow. But I know, like at the end of it, I'm like, I sent in a story for Marty. So, but I am not an elector of the Craft Beer Hall of Fame. Marty.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll see if we get that adjusted.
Pierre Celis. Put my boy Pierre Celis in the Hall of Fame.
We'll see if maybe we can get that taken care of. But I am an elector for it, so I have to basically look at the ballot, and I can't believe it's the second class that's going to be voted in here that we're sort of submitting in for next year. Honored to be a part of that. But speaking of the book, because that was the next story here to take a look at, our great friend Marty Nachel has released a new book. I'll pull it up here. And Dave said he already picked up a copy of it. But he has his book, The Beer Story Project. So this is something that just released, actually, just on the 25th, I believe, of this month. And it's a sampling of different beer stories and chronicles from different people throughout the beer industry. I was not able to come up with something to actually submit in myself. I think, Dave, you did submit, like you said.
I did. I did not read the book. I don't know if my story made the final cut, but my name is in like the credits. So I'm assuming it has. Like I said, it was Thanksgiving week, everything else. But even if my name wasn't in it, Marty's a great guy. We both talked to him. I've met him. I mean, Marty's a phenomenal guy. So definitely pick up the book, the Beer Story Project. It seems really cool. Once the weather and everything else settles down, I intend on reading it cover to cover.
Yeah. And so with the book, I actually, for those of you that are on my Facebook page, or if you follow me on Linktree, I do have the Amazon store where I do have the book listed now. On the Facebook page, I dropped a link to it as well. You can actually get this in paperback, or you can get the Kindle version if you like as well. And I have a link out there for that. But looking forward to actually taking a look at the book myself and reading through it, and just the amazing stories that people are sharing from around beer. More than 100 people noted for being a part of this as well. So if you want to just hear some of the different people talking about beer, and probably some funny anecdotes and stories that are being told, this is definitely a book you want to look into actually checking out.
I could tell you my story.
Oh, okay. Give a little preview.
I could tell it's a long preview. How much time do we have?
I'm still drinking beer, so we're good.
I'm not, but all right. And my wife and Ruby has to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to make this a Cliff Notes version. So 16 years ago, I worked for an airline at a big airport in the Midwest. Do the math. So I picked up a buddy of mine at the train station. We might have had some Bourbon County Stout in our suitcase. We might have, we might have not. I'm just saying. We got off our employee bus, and we were going to go through security We saw our other buddy. We were going to the NCAA tournament. We've gone every year. We stopped a few years ago, but we've gone to the NCAA Sweet 16 men's basketball tournament for 30 years. We've seen Iverson. We've seen all the greats, the Fab Five. We've seen them all. So we brought some Bourbon County brand stout because it's our boys' trip. We're going to have a couple cigars. We're going to have some barrel-aged stout, whatever. We see our buddy. Oh, we give him a big hug. We stop and grab an airport beer. As we're sitting having the airport beer at like 8 o'clock in the morning, we get a tap on our shoulder from the airport police. We notice you didn't go through security. They came. They have frisked me harder than any of my wives ever have. Like, they dug deep. And they went in our bags and saw the beer. And they were ready to, like, fire us, arrest us. Like, dude, we were going through security. What do you want? You know, we're having a beer. So we go out, we go through security. At that point, we're being watched. We're not going to get through security with these beers. I gave it to a friend of mine. Dude, throw it in your locker. I'll get it when we come back. We go through security. Everybody's watching us like we were like the most hardened criminals in the world. We get on the plane and we're just like, right here. We get letters in the mail from whoever was the head of the Department of Homeland Security, and we were smuggling designer beers in through. Like, half the time you'll let us through with this, but, you know, whatever. So the moral of the story is, we did not drink our designer beers. We had cigars with other stuff. And then when I came home, I went in my locker and got all this BA stuff, so I was good. But, like, these motherfuckers risked me. They cupped me. Like, I'm sure they checked me for, like, testicular cancer because these motherfuckers went deep. I'm like, dude, while you're down there, like, rub it a little.
Yeah, to give you the full cavity search there. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, what's up, Arizona? Yeah. Cheers. Yes.
We going to be on for 2 minutes because I have to help my wife for like
we're good.
2 minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we'll chat with the people now. But
all right.
Congrats, Arizona. Big win over Michigan today. I actually watched that game earlier, so that was a defining win too. I mean, it took 6 years, but it finally happened, and it's going to be an interesting game next week between the Buckeyes and the Hoosiers. So I'm looking forward to seeing that matchup for sure. But yeah, great few days of sports, and hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving out there as well. And for those of you that don't know Arizona, make sure to check him out too. And I got to catch up on some of your stuff, on some of your videos, on some of the tours and stuff you were doing out west. It's funny. I thought about you the other day because I was actually flipping through a Tombstone was on, which anytime Tombstone is on, I have to pretty much stop and watch Tombstone, Josie Wales. I pretty much get locked in and start watching the Westerns. Those are like 2 of my favorite Westerns to check out. But hopefully all has been well there. I'm actually enjoying right now the one beer I have here, the Chocolate Lava Cake Stout, for those of you tuning in while Dave checks on his wife here. Not a bad Aldi find. Not a bad Aldi find. Tastes a little thinner than I would have liked to have, but solid for a milk stout. But really, for beer news, that's kind of the beer news that we've had for the week. It wasn't a lot of stuff happening, but again, the stuff that we talked about earlier were kind of some more poignant type stuff. But hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving and got a chance to enjoy. But anything that anybody wants to talk about, let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Dave will be back here in a second as well. Cold here, high 70, low. Oh, yeah. Are you trying to be funny right now? Because right now we are in the 30s. I think we're supposed to go down later into the 20s tonight, but then back into the 30s tomorrow. But we're getting snow flurries here. I know you missed the snow, don't you, Arizona? Missed the snow. You don't have it really out there as much nowadays. Although we're not getting a ton of snow here, like less than an inch, but north of us they're getting more. 50 is not cold. 50s is not cold. That's like shorts weather still, which is funny. I used to, my old job, I would go down to travel to Florida, and I get down there and it'd be like 50 something. And I would just be like at the hotel and I just throw some shorts and stuff on. And people thought I was kind of crazy, I think, by wearing shorts. I'm like, this is nothing compared to what we have back in Ohio. So yeah, for 19 years. Yeah. So where you're at now, I'm sure you're enjoying the weather because it's a lot colder back in Lakewood than it is where you're out there out in Arizona. In fact, most of the part of the state, like I said, we're only getting flurries, but other parts of the state are getting more snow for sure. Actually, watching the Ohio State-Michigan game started snowing during the game there as well, although it was just kind of seemed to be more like flurry type action. Nothing was really sticking or whatever, but heck of a game. I mean, Ohio State actually, I thought Ryan Day was going to blow it at first early on, but they ended up taking it to Michigan. So we shall see how they perform here going into the playoffs. I mean, they're easily the favorite to win it all, I would think. Oh, I did. Well, I've been to Tucson years ago. Before I was actually doing the Beer Channel, I was out there for work. And Tucson, Arizona, I've been to, and that's the only city I've actually been. My wife had to go out there, I think, one time for an event, but I didn't go with her. I think she went to, I don't know, Phoenix or somewhere else. But Tucson was an interesting city. So in Tucson, Arizona, one of the things I found out there was they have a lot of long buildings, but not tall buildings. And they have like zoning codes where they can only be so high for their buildings, which is why they're longer, more rectangular and horizontal than vertical. An interesting thing I didn't know about Tucson when I went out there. Also, first time coming across like a rattlesnake. I mean, I didn't come across personally, but we were at a golf outing and our two team members were in another cart. They hit a golf ball to the side, which they tell you in Arizona, if you hit a golf ball off the fairway or the path and it goes like in a, like leave it alone, don't go get it. People from out of state are going to do what they're going to do. So they end up wanting to go get it, and there was a rattlesnake that was actually there. So then they figured they never heard a rattlesnake hiss, so they wanted to try to piss off the rattlesnake. And this rattlesnake started hissing, and the rattle started going. And me and the guy that was in my cart, we're like, this isn't going to end well if they keep messing around with this rattlesnake. But they got the message. They stopped fooling around with it after a bit. But that was interesting to actually do that. And someone else found like a scorpion at the resort that was on one of their towels or whatever. So there's got a little bit of crazy wildlife that takes place, I guess. But I guess everywhere does. But it was a beautiful view out there with the mountains and everything in Tucson. The golf course we were at was a great golf course. We enjoyed it for sure. We were at the JW Marriott Hotel. So JW Marriotts are pretty solid. It's so funny too. I see like you're coming in. I guess it's funny because on StreamYard, we were talking earlier, they're allowing us to basically do a horizontal and a vertical feed. And I just saw like when yours, Arizona, you're coming in on the vertical as well. So it seems like the vertical feed, I don't know if it's getting pushed more out there or more people are just gravitating to it. But it's interesting to actually see how that actually is working out right now. But outside of that, Anybody else got any beer topics they want to kind of discuss there while we give a chance for Dave to come back before we sign off in a bit? We talked about Bourbon County earlier. Anybody try to get Bourbon County and couldn't find Bourbon County or not interested in getting Bourbon County? That's like the big, probably top beer for Black Friday, but there's other Black Friday beers out there too. Anybody kind of finding some other beers they're really excited that came out this past week, let us know. Put a comment in the comment area there. I mentioned earlier, started watching, well, I did finish again the first season of House of Guinness. That was an interesting one there on Netflix, if anybody's kind of watched that. A lot of the stuff on it I know is fictionalized, but pretty good acting. Apparently, the people that do Peaky Blinders does that one as well. It was kind of mentioned as a hybrid of Peaky Blinders and Succession. Never watched Succession myself, but big fan of Peaky Blinders, so I wanted to check it out, and it was pretty interesting. The storyline they came up with definitely kept you involved. A little slow in the beginning, but then as it went through, kind of wrapped up nicely by the time the season ended. Started watching Welcome to Derry. I don't know if any of you guys are horror buffs out there, but Welcome to Derry, kind of an interesting little premise taking place there. Obviously, this is the prequel to like It from Stephen King. The only thing that sucks now with HBO versus like a Netflix, HBO, I gotta wait each week for the show to come out. I love when Netflix puts all the shows out at one time. I wish everybody would do that. It makes it a lot easier. Hey, what's up, Az? Cheers, my friend. Oh, I didn't know you were hanging out, Az, but I know you were from Phoenix as well. Did not know that. Yeah, Todd told me about the tasting done for BCBS. In fact, he posted a photo in another group that we're on in Instagram. Cherries Jubilee, amazing. I did pick up the Cherries Jubilee. I actually picked up all 5 of them. So I got like the 4 bottles of the Bourbon County Stout, the Cherries Jubilee, the Chocolate Praline, and then I got the Heaven Hill Double Barrel, and then the Rye Whiskey as well. So they're all like in the cellar now. I don't know when I'm going to drink them. Hopefully I get around to them at some point, but I got Bourbon County for years and years and years. I haven't gotten into. It's kind of like I get them and then I put them over here and I drink everything else. I don't know. I don't know when I'll get to it. But great to see you, my friend Az, and hope you had a great weekend. Auburn making a oh wow, Auburn's coming back against Alabama. If Alabama loses this game, I mean they will want that coach's ass. I mean he'll be definitely in trouble there. But they should not be struggling against Auburn. Realize if Alabama loses, they're probably out of the playoffs as well.
Yeah.
They're out of the SEC championship and they're out of the playoffs. Yeah.
I mean, what, 17-13 Alabama 14 minutes ago in the third?
Yeah. But apparently they must have just scored that if they're making a comeback. So, yeah, interesting there. But, yeah, just kind of shooting the gip with people. And if anybody wants to bring up anything and let us know here. Yeah, 17-13 Alabama right now. You know, we talked about Bourbon County. Did anybody else get any other Black Friday beers they were looking to get out there or were surprised to get? Because I know a lot of local breweries released Black Friday beers. I don't know if you got any other ones. I know you said out Thursday, Dave. I don't know if you went out and got anything else that were like.
No, I worked yesterday, so I didn't grab anything yesterday. And then my wife had her accident, so I had to take an Uber right from work to go home. So I didn't get anything here.
Yeah. But you have some local stuff there popping out that came out this weekend too, then, right? Like
I know Old Irving put some stuff out. Like some of these things, there's so much stuff out there. Nothing against the breweries that put them out there, but it's also holiday time. I'm not going to neglect my family to buy beer.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, there was one thing I popped up on my Facebook page. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I found it pretty interesting because I've never done it myself. But apparently some people still do. We'll pull it up here. I'll share it. But apparently, do people still line up for beers like Black Friday? Like, I've never lined up for beer. Like, remember back in the day, you'd always see people like lining up to get stuff. And there's still, I guess it's still a trend where some people still line up for Black Friday beers. I mean, I don't know. I just don't. I feel like with the way the beer world is now, there's so many other beers that are out there and so many things you can get your hands on. I don't know if it's worth lining up for beer. Like, even when I went to go get Goose Island, I just walked into the store, ended up getting what I want, and I was out. Like, nobody was out there waiting in line.
Yeah.
But apparently, some places, maybe it's some places have limited availability on stuff, but people maybe they'll pop in because you'll see, like, on social media, open at 9 a.m. for a special release, open at 10 a.m., whatever it may be. And it's kind of like, okay, well, you'll be open all day, right? All right, I'll pop in. If it's there, it's there. If not, it's not.
If it's not, I'll grab something else.
Right. But apparently, it's people still get out there. Have you ever lined up for like beer, even back in the day? Like,
never.
Yeah.
We're Gen X. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, all right.
Yeah.
We'll get something else. I'll just drink hose water. Just put some hose water in the barrel. I'm good.
We did drink hose water back in the day.
Barrel-aged hose water. There we go.
This is so funny. So back when I was a freshman in high school, football practice, we did 2-a-days. We had 2-a-days in the summer. And we were like, it was one of those days when it was really hot in that first session. And we were like, everybody was like draining of thirst, but the coach wasn't letting us get a drink. So we decided to go ahead and get a drink anyway. And the coach was like, who told you guys to drink? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, go out there and run a mile. So we'd go to the track and run a mile in all of our equipment and stuff. But it was like, but the thing that we drank out of was basically a hose line. So, it was a hose line that ran to like a fountain where it had holes in this metal pipe and it would just water out.
Oh, yeah. You had lead. You had everything in there. Yeah.
Yeah. But Goldfinger Brewing, an Illinois brewery specializing in lager, they got a Polish-style Baltic Porter on Black Friday.
Nice.
That
Goldfinger puts out some like killer lagers. Their lagers are phenomenal.
Also, a special Firkin, a small barrel tapping at the same beer infused with some coffee. Are they near you, or Goldfinger near Chicago?
It's in a south suburb, so for me, it's probably a good 45-minute drive. So it's not close, but we get most of their like canned distribution offerings here. But I have not been there because it's a long drive back after a couple beers.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. And then talk about Midwest stuff. So this is a brewery I've actually been hearing stuff about for their release, but Lakefront out of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
They have 4 that came out on Friday. An Imperial Stout, aged in street whiskey from Great Lakes. No, I'm sorry. They just have 4 expressions. Then they were talking about this other one from Great Lakes Distillery, a triple black IPA. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe this is all Lakefront. 4 expressions, an Imperial Stout aged in straight whiskey from Great Lakes Distillery, a triple black IPA. Sign me up. A wheat wine aged ale in brandy barrels. Brandy, sign me up. And a whiskey barrel aged stout with coffee and cacao nibs.
Ooh,
and people did talk about lining up at Lakefront for that. Again, I've never lined up for it, but all those beers sound great to try. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do like a triple black IPA, which essentially means it's probably around 10 to 12% somewhere in that area for ABV.
You know, the next show I'm coming out with is black IPAs. I'm going to do the one we have from Wookie Jack. I have a local one here. But like the black IPA was such a good style. came out, like you could see them everywhere 10 years ago, but it's a balance. You've got to hit that sweet spot between the roasted malt and the hops. Some do it better than others. Wookie Jack, they send us stuff. I don't want to make it sound like we're like fronting them, but they do it right. I've had Wookie Jack many times before they sent it to me. Their stuff is legit, but a good black IPA, phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, especially if you're an IPA and a stout fan, it's combining of both worlds really with it. Victory did an oak horizontal American barley wine aged for 3 months in bourbon barrels the day before Thanksgiving, but only in the various tap rooms. So again, you got to be in the right spot.
I mean, did you go out the Wednesday before? That's like Drinksgiving.
No, I did. I mean, I'm an old man now, Dave. We're at a different level. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I can still handle my own if I was out. But, you know, we just kind of lay low here at the house and stuff and just relax and chill. And then Friday, I only went to the one spot because I knew they were getting to Bourbon County. I went in and picked that up. And I did ask them about it. They had the Big Bad Baptist from this year. And they hadn't gotten it as of yet. So that was interesting because that came out a while back. So I can go to Jungle Gyms and probably get that with no problem. But really, the cost of some of these beers and stuff, it's kind of like I kind of decide what I wanted to kind of look at picking up. One of the guys, when I went to get the Bourbon County, for instance, the place I had, they sold Utopia. So he came out with the thing, a Utopia as well. And I'm like, do I want to get a Utopia? Do I really? I mean, I had the taste. I feel like I had the taste in that Sam Adams, and I'm okay with it now. It's been accomplished, but I'm like, do I need to really get a bottle of Utopia? I mean,
that's like a big price tag.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, you know, it's a great taste. I mean, I gave it a 5 out of 5. It's just a matter of getting it, and I'm kind of one of those people too. I'll be like my buddy Todd. Like Todd, he drank the whole Utopia in one night. Like you're supposed to take it in 1.5 ounce like segments, but it's kind of like I'm not doing it as a whiskey. I'm doing it as a beer. So it's hard to stretch it out there. But here's one like Crispy Cabin Vibes Barrel Aged Doppelbock, 10% ABV. The Barons Brewing Cooperative out of Milwaukee. So they dropped some stuff out there too. This is the one out of Victory Brewing, but you got to be there for the Oak Horizontal. But yeah, I mean, they bring out some pretty decent beers around Black Friday, but I know it's hard. Everybody, a good amount of people are kind of like, well, I like to drink stouts when it's cold, you know. So it's like the winter time. I drink stouts all year round. Don't gotta wait. You don't gotta wait. Just bring them out.
I mean, I'll bust open a barrel aged July. I'm not proud.
Right. I'm not scared. I'll drink it out here right now.
I'm a trained professional.
You don't need to wait for me to actually enjoy it. Let me see here. I'm taking a stab at brewing a red ale. Oh, nice.
Nice.
Well, good for you there, Az. Yeah. Todd was actually telling me he's helping one of the little breweries out there as well in that area where you guys are. I said, hey, if you guys need marketing, let me know.
Yeah.
Lined up for last year's BC Cast Series, didn't get it, and had to go to Racine, Wisconsin to get one. I was going to Kenosha anyway, so not too far out of the way. Yeah.
Oh, you're going to Kenosha, you get a Kringle. You get the nice Kringle. Absolutely.
Pimp My Sleigh, Belgian Christmas Ale from Fat. I did see the Pimp My Sleigh. I haven't picked it up though. And a Barrel Aged Drummer Boy and Winter Warmer for Fretboard. Both record. Okay. I need to get some more Fretboard. So I need to get Fretboard actually on here as well. Talk about some of their beers. Fretboard, another brewery here in Cincinnati that does some great good stuff that they're putting out. And what did you guys drink on Thanksgiving? So we actually went out to a Japanese hot pot type thing, you know, where you kind of cook at the table and kind of stuff like that. And I actually had a Golden Road mango wheat ale with the dinner because they had that on tap there. And then I came home and actually did a couple reviews on a couple beers here at the house to actually set up to do some reviews on, which will be upcoming at some point here once I can record and get those all out and everything. So stay tuned for that. But one of them was like the Sam Adams Old Fezziwig.
Oh,
that
nice.
I finally did. Yeah. Well, yeah. So nice on that. And I also had the Fair State Brewery and their FSC 10, which is a barrel aged stout, 12.5 ABV. So, you know, just so you know, for all you people that do YouTube stuff or Instagram, Facebook, like Ryan, they do the stuff they're doing their channel with Cincy Brewdaz. Been doing this since 2015. 10 years, 10 and a half years. We still make mistakes. I did the Old Fezziwig review, got everything all set up, kind of did it, went through it all. Go back to the playback. I can't hear anything. Oh, I forgot to turn my mic on because I had a mic on my thing.
No.
So I'm going to have to do a voiceover for that video to share because I only had the one can I'll cut it down. But it's like, hey, just so you know, even when you're a veteran, you still F up. Just sharing that with you all. So don't get discouraged if you make a mistake out there.
I did that. I did the unboxing video from the stuff from Firestone Walker, and we had the 6-pack of the Wookie Jack. We had the anniversary. I recorded it all. I went before work. I grabbed it from the UPS store, set up the microphone. I was getting ready to go to work. I didn't turn the mic on. So I did the whole thing, and it was like, I could make this like a kung fu movie, or I could just like scrap it.
Well, let's not go get an Old Fezziwig. I'm gonna have to do the voiceover type thing. So it'll be a narration by Rajay Beer Ventures.
Yeah.
But you could have done the kung fu thing and be like,
no, I'm just like, you know what? It was meant to be.
Oh, yeah. That can happen. So just so for people that are kind of getting their stuff out there and they're building up, you know, even someone who's done it for 10 plus years can still screw up. So, yeah. But I got a lot of reviews actually now in the hopper, so I just got to put them all together and get them shared out here. And you see back here, I don't know if you can see right back there, because what's better than one beer fridge? 2 beer fridges. So I had some points from work when like a reward type thing that we can do, an award, reward, however you want to call it. I'm getting me a second beer because of that beer fridge. I'm going to be actually pulling beer cellar stuff that I've had for years. So just had to expand. So one here, one there. I mean,
play on.
The bathroom's in the next room, but if it wasn't here, I'd never have to leave. Probably, I could just probably. My wife, like, I never see you anymore. Like, yeah. If I get a hot plate, it's over. It's like the old one-room apartments from back in the 70s that people had to live in. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah. So, I mean, upcoming stuff you got going on, Dave? Well, you're from Beer in Front. Anything?
I'm doing black IPAs. It'll come out. Let's say Saturday. It'll probably come out like late tomorrow night. So I'm going to do like the Wookie Jack from Firestone Walker. I have a local one here from Illinois. Depending on what the snow situation is like, I know Half Acre just put one out. I might grab one. If not, I have at least 2 that I could talk about. You know, I'm going to do that. It's a holiday season. I might have to dial it back a couple weeks, but we'll see.
Yeah. And this is another feature. I don't use this feature as much, but I have to run into Dave's face there. But you can actually put the words on screen here too, which is interesting.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, StreamYard kicked everybody off for a higher price plan, but then they started adding all kinds of shit on here.
Let me zoom in on that shit.
So
shit, let me sound intelligent after 4 beers.
Oh yeah, it's interesting how they actually did that there. But you can make it all different stuff: medium, you go big, blow it up, tall, or you can go wide. You know, some different stuff there. So yeah, StreamYard is just like they keep you hooked into it. So I'm loving the technology they're actually doing at this point. But yeah, I got a good amount. The Wookiee Jack from Firestone will be the next review. I'll upload it. We'll try to get that uploaded tomorrow for the channel, and then some other stuff. The Dave mentioned the anniversary ale that they actually sent to us as well. I got to review that one. Did you do a review on that already?
Not yet. I'm gonna bust it open probably tomorrow and do a video review of that. Get it out in the next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a review on that, but I'm like, that beer is. I mean, the details they sent on this, were so
that
nice.
Blend of everything they put together with that.
7 different beers they blended into it, and it's like, it's a bittersweet type beer. That's what it's like. I know I need to do it, but I'm going to be depressed kind of when I do it, but I'll be happy to actually enjoy it as well. I'm like, I'm going to try to find another one of those, I'm sure. So
yeah, I had that at Phobab. They poured that at Phobab. It was just like, oh shit, this is good.
Yeah.
So like, I want to have like a special setup for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like one of those beers you might shed a tear when you're enjoying it because you have no more left.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. But so get some other stuff happening here. Got a few other stuff that I'll be out setting up. Going to try to get some different people on. I know I've had a couple people reach out to me about possibly doing some stuff here as well. So stay tuned. But really, I don't think we have much any more of the beer news to kind of go through here.
See you guys in a couple weeks. We'll do some like Christmas holiday season beers for the week around the Midwest. I'm sure between the two of us, we could find some good stuff to have.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I'm thinking in a couple of weeks, we're looking at the, 12/13. And then 12/27 will be after that. So one of those may be like a best of type.
Yeah.
Dependent. I don't know. We'll have to talk to see if it would be better to do it after Christmas or before Christmas, but we can definitely do something to kind of share some of the highlights of the year, so to speak. But that being said, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap up here and appreciate everybody that tuned in, and let us know, drop me a comment or shoot me an email or make a comment on one of the other video. Like if you like the vertical, if you like the horizontal, just kind of testing out both right now. I see a lot more people in the vertical than I see the horizontal. So maybe that works out for a lot of people.
All right.
To have the mobile going, but we'll be kind of working with that going forward and stuff as well. But
I'll get some Botox. Let me know.
Dave is worried about his neck there. So
yeah.
But that being said, we'll sign off, and we look forward to catching up with you guys in a couple of weeks. Cheers, everybody.